What's up, nerds? So we just finished The Expanse, season 5, episode 5. This is my twin brother Marlon. Marlon, go ahead and say hi.
Hello, nerds.
So we are gonna break this episode down and talk about it and what we liked, what we didn't like. There wasn't much that I didn't like. I don't know about you, Marlon. But before I get started on this, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is going to do their annual bot purge and old account cleanse, and there usually is a little bit of collateral damage. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. So why don't we just go ahead and get started on this breakdown? But before, I like how I'm like, let's get started on this breakdown. Though. But before we do that, Marlon, what did you think about this episode overall?
I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. I really liked it. It had a few slow points that I wish would have moved a little faster, but I mean, I really liked it.
Oh yeah, I would have gave it an 8. I really liked it a lot. I thought it was really, really good. The acting in this show is superb. These people are on the top of their game, and I just love it. I think it's so good.
Yeah.
Especially, oh gosh, what is that character's name? The belter that her name in the show is Sakaya.
Sakaya, yeah.
I think I don't know how to say it. The Belters have some fun names that I if I got it wrong, don't get all crazy in the comments section. You people sometimes.
YouTuber trolls will.
Yeah, that's played by Bahaya Watson. She did a
say
super.
you're right.
I have to say what, say that again.
I said I'm just going to say you're right at pronunciations because I am absolutely terrible at names.
Right on. But I thought she did a really good job, especially the scenes with her. I really liked them a lot.
Yeah, she's a great actress. I kind of wish she was in it as a more prominent character in a different way, just because she was great. She was in Star Trek Discovery and she did a fantastic job. She's, obviously in this and she's doing a great job. My only negative is we don't see her more. So
for sure. And now she's a bad guy, so we probably won't see her as much as we'd like to.
Probably
well
not.
After this season. So bummer. But you never know. You never know. Who knows? All right. So let's get started on this episode. So the episode starts off on Drummer Ship. I don't know the name of Drummer Ship. Did they tell us the name of Drummer Ship?
They tell you, but there's so many names of things to remember. I just always forget until I've seen the episode like 4 or 5 times, which I probably will. I probably will by the time the next episode comes out.
Right on. So she's on her ship, and they're looking at the damage done to Earth, and they're looking at the Marco Inaris thing, and how Fred Johnson, there's a picture of him, and I'm assuming there's some kind of news thing going on. And she's talking to her girlfriend, and her girlfriend's all like, how you doing? And she's just like, I'm doing the best I can. And then a message comes over the intercom. I don't know what it's called, that Marco wants to meet with all the Belter factions to, figure out what they're going to do. And Drummer, she decides she's going to, tell her crew so they can all decide so she can tell them what they're going to do. And she decides that they're going to go meet with them. And some of them are all like, hey, maybe this is good. The Earthers never cared about us, or the air breathers, whatever they call them. The Innas, they don't really care about us. And, if we died, they wouldn't care. So my thoughts on this first part was I liked it. I liked seeing the struggle of Drummer, how she's got this struggle of I want revenge / what's good for my people kind of thing. What did you think about it?
So a part of me, I like, by the way, Cargie, who plays Drummer, she is fantastic as well.
Love her.
But so part of me, because I started reading Nemesis Games, the book, but because I didn't start reading the books when the show was released, in fact, season 4 had come out when I started watching this show, so I rushed through all those. I wanted to kind of just wait till the show got over and then finished up the book. But a part of me thinks that she's shutting down, like, because you see her partner put her hand on hers and she just kind of swiftly pulls it away and puts her hands behind her back to stand at attention or whatever. It makes me think that she's shutting down emotionally so she can meet with Marco and do something like maybe try to kill him to get revenge. or do something more drastic. I don't know. It just that's where my brain goes automatically with Drummer's character.
For
I
sure.
mean, but she could just say, we're gonna meet with Marco to hear him out, and if we like what he's got to say, well, we're gonna join this free navy.
Right on. So then after that scene, we move over to the prison where Amos is, and he's stuck in the cell with Clarissa.
Yep, Peaches.
And Peaches. Yeah, we'll call her Peaches. I like that.
I just call her Peaches from now on.
Peaches. So she's in the cell and she's pretty drugged up still, and there's a big crack in the wall and in the ceiling or whatnot. And he calls for the guard, and that was the guard's name is Rona. And she comes over and everything, and they open up the door to get out. And she's not going to let Clarissa come out, but he's like, I'll speak for her or whatnot. Yep. And then they find the other guards, and they're the only ones alive, apparently. I'm not sure what's going on in this prison or whatnot when it comes to the guards and the prisoners, but it seems like there's only 5 of them left. So they go over to the exit door. The exit door is clogged up with rocks and stuff because it's caved in. And then they want to open up the elevator shaft, but they can't do that because, they're not strong enough. So, and Clarissa, she's too drugged up to use her what are the mechanics called in them?
Her body modifications, her mods.
Her mods. Here we go. So they go and get that big tough guy. Do you remember his name?
I just kept calling him Tiny.
Konchak. Yeah, they kept calling him Tiny. We'll call him Tiny, but his name is Konchak. So they get him out of his cell, and he opens up the elevator shaft. The elevator is at the top, and the shaft is clear. So that's a good thing. What did you think about this scene as far as that goes?
I'm not going to lie. The stuff with Amos was kind of the drag of this episode, in my opinion. I really just was kind of like bored with it after a certain period. Like, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was the sequence that kind of dropped the rating for me of this episode. But I did like it. I always like Amos. I like his dynamic as a character. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't god awful. It was just kind of like average scene. Like, all right, because you knew that like the moment everything you knew about what was going to happen with these characters, Amos and Peaches. Like Tiny was just, you knew he was going to try to do something to escape.
Right.
So it's like let's just get on with it.
Right. I agree. Yeah. As soon as they let him out. Well, I knew they were going to go get him from the get-go because I'm like, right. Showed him in the previous episode. I'm like, you don't show a character like that and then not have him come back. So I knew he was going to come back. And then so he opens up the doors for him and everything. And so then we move over to Tycho Station where Holden is, and he's trying to get a hold of Naomi, which we are going to talk about in a second. So he's making his way to the prison cell where the guard for what is her name is Sakaya. He beats her up because she was smiling at him. They go in and they question her, and they're like, you stopped Frank from ejecting the proto-molecule.
Fred, don't get it.
Fred Johnson. I keep wanting to call him Frank. I don't know why. Fred Johnson.
I don't know either.
It is Fred Johnson.
But I will say this. I'm going to miss Chad Coleman in this show.
I know.
I don't think he's in enough stuff either. He's one of those great actors where, he just really, he's a phenomenal actor. In fact, I think they've got a lot of really great talent in this show, which kind of makes me sad that they're going to either put the show on permanent hiatus or a couple of year hiatus, or rumor is they're going to do movies. So yeah, but that kind of makes me sad that Fred Johnson dies. I don't know if he dies in the book. Like I said, I haven't got that far, so I hope not, because I kind of like Fred Johnson's character. Yeah,
I'm going to start reading the books. I ordered the first 3 and they're coming, but I have to finish up a different book first. But I love Fred Johnson's character. If he doesn't die in the book and they killed him in the show, I'm going to be bummed, because I'm all like, why would you get rid of him? He's such a great character. The actor was great. Everything's great. And I said it at the top of this episode, at the top of this video, the acting in this show is superb, especially this episode. So
I'm gonna assume that he dies in the book too.
Yeah, probably. So they're questioning her, and then they tell her that they found Monica had recorded the flight path of Marco's ship.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're leaving, she's like, hey, wait, and everything. And he's like, you got something we want to say? And she's all like, I'll say hi when you get back. Excuse me. So
Which
they
just
leave.
real quick, it shows you like her demeanor from the moment they walked in the room, that she was okay with the Belters getting their just desserts. Because even like as he's talking, he's like, you had a good job, you were comfortable here. And
Oh,
she
yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah.
I'm working for Earthers and they're working for Earthers, and it never ends for us Belters. We're always still being oppressed. But then when James says the Rossi is going on a hunt, it's almost like her conscience, she really doesn't believe the message that she's totally believes it, because she almost warned him not to do it. And
right
so
on.
but in that split moment, she snapped back to it and was like, no, I'll see you when you get back, meaning, go ahead and go do your thing. But so that was an interesting thing too.
I totally agree with you, and I'm glad that you brought it up. Plus I just want to say, on the part of Holden, how stupid is he that he would believe that he would just get on the Rocinante and not believe that she would have done something to it?
Well, honestly, I don't. That doesn't surprise me out of this character, because Holden's that moral good guy in the story. Like, he just wants to rush off and save the world and do the right thing, instead of, maybe he didn't know that she had done extensive work and Naomi was taking care of all that stuff, but and that wouldn't surprise me. But him rushing off and getting on the Rocinante without checking any
He's
work
so
that she would
stupid.
have done is funny. But it also surprised me that the guy that's running the station now, which I don't know his name.
Bull.
What?
Bull.
Okay. It surprises me that he didn't mention something, being the new pilot, the temporary pilot, didn't say something about her extensive work on the ship. So, but anyway, they could just, it's one of those things where like, we're going to get after it kind of thing.
Right on. So then we go back over to the elevator shaft in the prison with Amos.
Mm-hmm.
And they decide they're going to go up through these panels where there is a ladder, but they have to shoot out the bolts or the lock for each panel. And then the actor's name is Boomer, but Tiny, he has to then pull it out with using his mechanic thing. Gosh, I can't remember all the
His
words.
mods.
People are going to like say stuff because they nitpick.
It doesn't matter. Just let them go.
It's fine. It is fine. I just ignore it because it's fine. But anyway, so they go through. They're going up and everything, and they do. I love the rock paper scissors, and the guy in the middle was just like he gave him the bird. That was good, because I was like, why wouldn't you even try? Like, why wouldn't you just be like, I volunteer then? So then he goes up with him, and they climb up. We then did you want to say anything about that scene?
No,
like you said, the Amos stuff is pretty slow, and like,
yeah,
you don't really get to the good stuff until they get out.
Yeah, I wish they would have just put that whole sequence all together. Like, just because staggering it out, you're just like, okay, I know what's going to happen. I wish they would have just played it all the way up till its conclusion and just left that as a chunk in the middle.
Right on. So then we move over to the Screaming Firehawk, which I called it the Razor Crest last time. Somebody commented on that. No big deal. Anyways, so we're watching some news footage about the attack on the Mars Parliament. And there's a picture of Fred Johnson on there. So they're getting all their information. And he's Alex says something about, I can't remember if he says something about like going back or something like that. And then Bobby, she's all like, we can't help them. This is what we can do to help them figure out this information. So they're sitting there and they're following this convoy, and which we'll talk about in a minute, but they're headed out to some asteroids. Then we move over to Naomi. Did you want to talk about Bobby and Alex, or?
No, that scene was kind of just straightforward.
Right on. So then Naomi, she is getting taken to Marcos and his crew, Philip and everything. And they're in the mess hall and they're talking. And Marco says he's all like, you can go wherever you want. You're not a prisoner. And she's all like, I want to go back to my ship. And he's all like, well, you gave your ship to Philip. Philip, do you want to give your ship back to your mom so she can leave? And he's all like, no, I don't want to. And then she's like, she leaves. And then Marcos, he says something about recycling the thing. And then Sin, is that his name? The big, yeah, Sin. He's all
Yeah.
like, he's all like, hey, why do you play with her and everything? Which I meant the same thing, because I'm all like, dude, Marco, you got Naomi. She knows you've got the power right now. Why are you messing with her? Just leave her alone. She's going to be mad. What do you expect to happen here?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, Philip, he's all like, why did you bring her here? And he's like, are you mad at me? And he's like, not mad. I'm just disappointed, which is what every parent says to their kid. I say that to my kids all the time. Like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. And it's like, no, you're mad. Okay. Calm down. You're mad. Just be honest about it. You're mad, but you're not, you don't want to kill him over it, kind of thing. I thought this scene was really good. What did you think?
I thought it was really great. In fact, the line that Marco says to Philip, where he says something along the lines like, "You can have these. It's okay to have these emotions. Just don't let them control you." It just kind of shows like how he's that smooth, charismatic, like manipulator, and that's how I think that it shows you that he gets these people to drink the Kool-Aid and kill millions and millions of people, and they're okay with it.
Right on. Yeah, the actor that they pick for this is really good. I like I said, I've never read the books, which I'm going to start, which I won't finish them before. I won't catch up by the time the season is over with, but
Right.
I do enjoy the actor that plays Marco. He does a really good job. He's a very good
Yeah.
bad guy. So, and like
Yeah.
you said, he's a very good manipulator. Like, I like that a lot. So then Naomi, she heads out and she's trying to get into the computer system or whatnot. And then Sin comes up and he's like, hey, you want to help me fix this part of the ship? And she's like, how could you do this? How could you, let Philip be brought into this? How could you follow Marco and everything? And he's all like, I'm just trying to get your mind off this stuff and everything.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about this scene?
I mean, I thought it's good. It's just you're waiting for they just fill these scenes in, and like I said, I kind of wish it was like some of the scenes were all filled in together. Like I wish the way we'll talk about it in a little bit, the way they ended the episode, I wish they would have just put that before all this and just had all the Naomi stuff together. And that's kind of a bias because Naomi is my favorite
I
character.
love Naomi. She's my favorite too. She's such a good character.
Yeah, and and Dominique does a great job. So I would like to just I'd prefer to watch more of her scenes than anybody else, but
for sure.
I'm biased. But no, the scene was good. Getting into the argument and talking about how Philip has turned into this little boy who's been manipulated into believing a certain thing. It was good. It was a really good job.
Right on. So then we move back over to the elevator shaft with Amos, and
Great.
Tiny and the guard are, they're up, above and everything. And then Rona is trying to get a hold of her ex because they have her kid.
Mm-hmm.
And the guard, I don't remember his name, he falls. And Tiny's all like, he slipped and everything. I don't think he slipped, but, tomato, tomato. So then
I don't think he slipped either.
Yeah, so then they decide that the two guards are going to go up, and then Amos and Clarissa are going to follow. Peaches are going to follow and everything, so that way they can keep an eye on Tiny. So they start heading up the elevator shaft, and Rona, she shoots it out. Tiny pulls away the things, and all of a sudden the elevator from the elevator shaft breaks, and it comes down, and they all cling to the side of the wall or whatnot, but they're stuck in that little space, so they have space and everything. And it passes them, and Tiny's all like, you see that, God? You can't get me, or whatever he says. I'm paraphrasing. And then they see that there's a big hole. They can see the outside.
Yep.
And Clarissa's like, there was a whole building. Was it Clarissa? It doesn't matter. One of them is all like, there was a whole building there. And so they see that, and they head up. I have nothing to add to this scene. Do you have anything to add to this?
No. Yeah, like I said, I wish they would just put all this shit together.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just these scenes, I don't have anything to add to them except for what goes on. I mean, I might add something at the end, but I didn't have anything to add there. So then we go back to Naomi on the ship, and she's in the mess hall again, and she's making some ramen noodles, or at least that's what they look like to me. They look delicious. I was like, I want some ramen now. And then she sees the coffee maker. She thinks of Holden. And then the other Belter comes in. I don't know her name. It is Caral. I'm gonna say that's what it
Sure.
is. She comes in and she's all like, what does she say to her? You go, you're gonna think about your inner man or whatnot, and then she's all like, why are you even he's not gonna let you go, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Marco.
She pretty much just tells her like the only way you're leaving the ship is when you're dead.
Right. And so, she's all upset. So she grabs a knife and she puts it in her sleeve and she's going to go take Marco out, which as soon as she grabbed the knife, I was like, oh, she's going to go try to kill him and everything, which a small piece of me wanted her to do it. But I was all like, I don't want her to do it because I want to, like, I love the bad guys and everything. Although this bad guy, I like him, but I don't like what he's doing, kind of thing. But I was like, oh, you're not going to kill him. And I don't want you to kill him because I want to see what happens, kind of thing. So she's all like, Marco, I need to talk to you. And he's on the bridge and everything. And he's like, we're busy and everything. And then she's going up behind him and Philip grabs her. Do you think that Philip saw the knife, or do you think he didn't see the knife, but he was just like, hey, we're busy, and got rid of her, kind of thing?
So I thought about this too. And a part of me thinks that he saw the knife and pulled her away. But then again, it's like, as they go to the elevator, he doesn't take the knife away.
That's so what I thought too.
If he had seen it and was stopping her from killing Marco, then he would have taken the knife away. But he didn't. So.
And if he did see the knife and didn't take it away, is he all like, hey, Mom, I want you to kill him too, but I can't let that on, but you can find another way?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because I was all like, subconsciously, does he not want to follow his father? He's just like, he has no other choice, kind of thing. It's all this is very good. I'm enjoying it immensely.
Yeah.
So then we go back to the elevator shaft and they climb up to the surface and the building is just wrecked.
Yep.
And, all of a sudden we hear, huh! And they turn around and Tiny has the black guard. He has him up, Morris is his name, but he has him up in the air and everything. And I was like, as soon as they got up to the surface, I was like, don't turn your back on Tiny. You don't want to turn your back on Tiny.
Why would you let that guy ever get behind you?
Yeah.
He's literally like ripping open doors that you can't do. That's a dumb move.
Yeah. So he kills, at least I'm assuming he kills Morris because Morris doesn't get back up. And then Rona tries to shoot him, but he like knocks her gun out of her hand or whatnot.
He grabs it and throws it down the
Oh yeah, that's right. He grabs it. Thank you. And Clarissa, she does the thing where she like bites her tooth or whatever.
Uses her mods. She tries to use
her mods, but she didn't do anything. And I'm all like,
she's still doped up. Remember that she had that thing on her arm, so the dope.
I thought that it would run out eventually, though.
Probably eventually. Well, you saw her eyes get real big.
Yeah.
Her pupils get real big, and then they shrunk again, and then she passed out, which she usually passed out when she used her modification anyway. So it probably, I'm assuming that the doping process hadn't worn off enough.
Gotcha. Because I was waiting for her to do something.
Yeah.
So then Tiny grabs Amos because Amos tries to fight him and everything. And he's all like, call me Tiny again. I'm like, well, he can't talk right now, stupid. So he can't call you Tiny. He's like, call me Tiny again. And he's going to go and throw him down the elevator shaft. And Rona shoots him in the back. And he turns around and she has picked up Morris's gun and using her finger on top of his finger to shoot because their guns are biometric. So you can't shoot it unless it's your biomechanics or whatnot. And she shoots him. And then Amos kicks him in the balls from behind, grabs him, and then throws him over into the elevator.
Suplexes him.
Yeah, I love when he like. Yeah, he's like, oh, and everything. I
was kind of waiting for a, oh yeah.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
And then, so he goes falling down the elevator shaft, and Rona is all like, I was supposed to have my kid this weekend. He's like, go find your kid. And she's like, I got to take care of this prisoner. He's like, I got her. And he's like, just go. She leaves. And then Clarissa is all like, I never thought I would feel the wind again. And then that's pretty much the end of that episode. I mean, that scene or whatnot, because then they're stuck there in those ruins or whatnot. And then we go back over to the Rocinante, or the Tycho Station and the Rocinante. They're getting on the Rocinante and they're planning out their course or whatever to go hunt down Marco. They're going hunting. And he talks about who's going to be the pilot, and Bull's like, I'm going to be the pilot and everything. And he's like, this isn't a drop ship. And he's like, I'll be fine. By the way, if you want to jump in here at any point in time and give your
I mean,
comments,
this is all just build up to closer to the end of the episode. So
right on.
I'll let you just, tell people about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Get to the breakdown part and we can talk about the review later. Yeah. Well, as we go. So then Naomi on Marco's ship, she's talking to Sin and she tells him how to fix the thing that he's working on. I don't remember what it was. Don't
Well, real
get
quick,
mad, people.
we should go over the two things that I think helped Naomi put the puzzle pieces together. Is
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't remember the black chick's name, the belter that came into the cafeteria to talk to her. Karal.
Yeah.
She mentioned the ship that blew up on Luna that Marco used the code for, and I don't remember the Chimera virus or whatever. Chimera code.
Yeah.
She mentioned that, and then on the elevator, Philip said something about, "Well, you should thank me. I saved your life." And I think those two things she put together, and that's why you get the scene we get with Sin.
Right on. No, that's good that you brought that up because I wouldn't have brought it up because I didn't write it down. But yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, because Naomi, she's so smart. I love Naomi. I can't tell you how much I love this character.
Definitely.
She doesn't get enough screen time in this season.
She's the best character. YouTube, fight me.
Yeah. Fight both of us. I will argue to the death that she's the best character. And so then she's talking to Sin and she helps him out. While she's talking to Sin, because this scene kind of goes back and forth, the Rocinante is firing up its core. Mm-hmm. And she's talking to him and everything. And as she's talking to him, she pulls out a wrench. And then she does ask him, she's like, hey, did Marco put the Chimera virus on the Rocinante? And he doesn't answer her, but he gives her the look, the look and everything.
Yeah, his whole body language said shit. She knows.
Yeah. So then she knocks him out for a hot second and she grabs his little communicator thing. I don't know what those are called either. And she contacts.
I call them the tablets.
Yeah, the tablets. She grabs his iPhone and she's all like, she contacts Holden on the Rocinante and she's all like, don't start up the engine because it's gonna.
Oh wait, real quick, another thing that clued it off was when she was on the bridge with Marco, there's a screen where the camera is watching the Rocinante as well.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, go back, like right when she walks in.
I will.
There's a screen and it's got Tycho Station with the Rocinante like ported, if you will, import. Anyway.
No. I'm glad that you said that. I will go and check it out. Yeah, so she contacts Holden and she's all like, hey, don't start up the ship. I'm being held captive. And then the message goes away. And then Bull's all like, what was that? And he's like, I'm shutting down the ship. And he's all like, or the reactor. And he's all like, what are you doing? He's all like, it's going to explode. And then he goes back and he watches the message and everything back again. And then he's all like, shit, they have my girlfriend. Then Marco, Sin, and Philip, and I think Karal, I can't remember if she was there. They put her in a holding cell in the brig on their ship.
She's now a prisoner.
And she's like, tell me what happened. I have the right to know. And I'm all like they're gonna tell you, Naomi. Come on, they're gonna punish you now. You're in trouble, which is, I mean, fine because she's saving the man that she loves. And Holden, I like Holden, even though you were right. He's a do-gooder that doesn't think. And then that's that whole scene. She's there. They quiet her. They shut down her little thing so they can't hear her, and then they walk away. Then we go to the last scene in the episode, and that's with Alex and Bobby, and they're on their ship, and they're tracking this group of Mars ships, like cruisers, and they're headed to these asteroids. I can't remember what the name of the asteroids are called, but they have a specific name. And while they're there, they see that they've met up with a Belter ship, and then they're like. And then Bobby says it. She's like, the ships are the weapons that they're exchanging. And then one of the ship heads out and everything, and then they get spotted by a Belter ship. And
Go
then,
ahead.
So then they get fired upon from a missile. Or no, they get chased after, and their ship is faster, and the Belters know that they're faster and everything, and they do the little thing with the liquid, the juice, and then they blast off and everything, and then
comes the juice.
The juice, yep. And And then and so he's like we can last longer than they can, but they know this. And then they fire a missile, and that he's trying to, you know, tuck and roll and dodge and weave and everything, but he realizes he's not going to be able to do it. So then he decides he's going to eject the reactor core.
Yep.
So he hits the little thing again, and she tries to contact Avasarala, and she can't do it because they're jamming their signals. He ejects the core after hitting the juice again. He ejects the core. The missile blows up the core, and then they get spun off into space, and then that's where the episode ends. What'd you think about that?
Agree. It was great. I'm glad we finally get some closure on how Marco's getting these high-tech ships, although they kind of give some clues anyway, because, you know, they talk about the food that's on the ship, you know, the Martian, you know, he mentions that when they can reprovision without all this Martian crap. And then they talk about how the Martians, you know, when they go to fix the air ventilation, you know, that they calibrated it for, you know, dusters to breathe the atmosphere. So, but yeah, I liked it a lot.
Me too. It was so good. I also loved I really like Alex, and I'm gonna be bummed that actor's not coming back for the next season. But I like seeing how that's the thing I like about the Rocinante is like everybody's from a different place, but they all have different jobs or whatnot. And I love that he's the pilot. Yeah, and it's so good. It was good. It's a bum because now they can't fly, right? They can't fly fast. They can only do
yeah, they don't have an Epstein drive, but they do have their like
jets.
propulsion little,
yeah.
You know.
So
but one of them, it looked like at the end one of them got knocked off on one of
oh, did it? I didn't look close
yeah
enough.
I'll have to watch it again, but yeah,
I only watched it once. Yeah, so yeah, I really like this episode a lot. I thought it was really, really good. I can't wait for the next one. I don't want to like be like, what are you looking forward to next? Because there's a book, so it's like I could just go look it up and everything. But I'm super excited. I know maybe it was you. Somebody said that this was like Empire Strikes Back, where all this bad stuff happens and everything. And you feel like the good guys are just going to they just take loss after loss, which is so true. But I do wonder how they're going to pull it out and save the day.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting. I want to also reiterate that I hate that they're making me wait every week.
Oh, gotcha.
Last time I said I like the anticipation, but I don't. I realized today I don't like the anticipation of waiting. I want to binge this stuff and then just go online and talk to people about everything I would just watch.
I agree with you, but for me as a content creator, this is way helpful as far as doing a weekly episode of this, just because like,
right.
Because then I don't have to rush to like watch all of them and then get it, you know, take down notes and all that stuff. And yeah, so all right. Well, why don't we just wrap this up and everything, because we've talked for quite some bit. I just want to say that tell me, how did you guys feel about this episode? Did you like this episode? Did you not like this episode? What was your favorite scene? Who's your favorite character on The Expanse? As you know, for me and Marlon, it's Naomi. She's just the best. And everything. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know I won't mind. Marlon, you won't mind either?
I won't mind.
That's right. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week on our The Expanse review. You guys have a good week. Bye.